Today I will be making vegetarian chow mein. I got this chow mein out of my package. You need chow mein noodles. Right now it's very hard, so I'm going to do is boil them and get it nice and soft. As you see, my water is almost ready, so I'm going to go ahead and pour some olive oil so my noodles don't get sticky, and also I'm going to add some salt. I'm going to go ahead and add about 1/4 teaspoon salt to my water. So I have plain water with some olive oil and a little bit salt for my chow mein noodles. And I'm going to go ahead and place my noodles in my water here. Get it nice and boiled. You can put all at a time, the whole package. Make sure it's all dipped in nice and well, and bring to a boil. As you see, my noodles almost ready. It's beginning to boil, so I'm gonna go ahead and work on my vegetables now while I'm waiting for my noodles. What I have here chopped up, Chinese broccoli. It looks like this. It's very good and it's very tasty. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop it in small pieces, not too small, but in a size that it looks like this. Just a small size like this. To my vegetables, I'm using baby carrots, so when I cut them I can have these small nice pieces like this. So I'm using about 10 or 12 baby carrots, and I cut them just an angle way, as you can see. Now I'm going to cut my celery sticks here. I have about 3 or 4 celery sticks here. I'm going to be cutting them in small pieces like this in an angle way, as you can see here. I'm also going to be using Chinese cabbage in my chow mein today. As you can see, my Chinese cabbage is cut in a thick pieces here like this, and it goes very well with chow mein. I have 1/2 cup sliced onions, not too thick, not too thin, as you can see right here. My noodle is done. To be sure your noodle is done, you can take one small piece out of it, one strand right here, and you can go and check. If it cuts through, that means it's done. So we're gonna go and test that. Here's my noodle. I'm gonna cut through it, and well, looks like it's done very well here. So I'm gonna go ahead and strain my noodles right now. Okay, I did strain my noodles here, and I'm gonna go ahead and fry them now. Now I will be frying my noodles. I just added 1/2 tablespoon olive oil. When you're frying your noodles, you make sure you have a big bowl like this set aside, so you can put your noodles in there when you after frying. And you make sure your noodles are nicely separated. My oil is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and place a handful of noodles right in here in my skillet. Spread it a little bit there and make sure it gets fried. I'm not gonna turn too much because I want my noodles to be kind of nice and brown on one side. Then I'm gonna give them a turn. You can fry your noodles at higher heat. They can get done much quicker. We're not gonna overcook it. We just want to make sure it's nice golden brown. I'm going to do a little turn here and just look at it how it's coming out. Let me give another minute to it. Back to my noodles. I'm going to do another turn here and look at it. If you look nicely here, it's got a little brownish to it, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out and repeat the rest of the noodles the same way. Now I'm going to go ahead and fry my vegetables. I'm going to put about 1/2 tablespoon olive oil here. Get it ready a little bit. I'm going to start with our carrots. We're going to go ahead and add our carrots to our oil. Make sure it's in high heat because we just want to get our vegetables a little crispy and a little brownish. I'm going to go ahead and stir up my carrot here. Just do one stir and that's it. I'm going to wait till it gets brown. My carrots are done. They are nicely brown on one side. And if you look at it, my noodles are right over here. I'm going to go ahead and add my carrots to my noodles. Mix my noodles and my carrots together. Now I'm gonna go back to my skillet and fry my vegetables, my Chinese broccoli. As you see, my Chinese broccoli is frying right now. I'm gonna do a stir just to make sure it's well coated with my oil. Then I'm gonna give less than a minute to get half done. I like my vegetables a little crunchy, so I'm gonna get it half done. Cooking vegetables like broccoli or cabbage, you wanna make sure you put a little bit of water, like 1 teaspoon water, so the steam can cook it. You're using oil also, but you also want to steam cook. So I just added 1 teaspoon water to my broccoli. Broccoli is done. We're gonna go ahead and mix it with my carrots and noodles here. To my skillet here, we're gonna go ahead and add my celery. You'll see, if you notice, I have my oil already there, half tablespoon. One thing about chow mein is a lot of frying. Most of the things are fried here, like the vegetables are separately fried, and the noodles. We're gonna do a little stir here, and we're gonna wait till it gets golden brown one side. And going back to my celery here, and it's done, nice and crispy. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to my noodle. There you go. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it nice and well all together. Now we'll be making a sauce for our chow mein. We have oyster sauce, which we're gonna be using 1 tablespoon. Sesame oil, we're going to be using half teaspoon, red chili sauce half teaspoon, and soy sauce 2 tablespoons. Also have 6 crushed garlic here, nicely chunky crush. Then we have 1 tablespoon crushed ginger. Now we're going to go ahead and add my oil, about 1 tablespoon oil to my skillet here, and get it ready. It's ready. We're going to go ahead and add our onions to that. We're not going to stir this. We're going to make sure we're going to cook this on high heat. And then we're going to add our garlic to my onions. I'm going to add our ginger to my onions here. Give a minute. We're going to cook it. And then we're going to add the rest of the sauce. 1 stir. I'm going to cook on one side, get golden brown on high heat. So I'm going to give a minute and wait till it gets golden brown one side. We're going to go ahead and stir our onions here, and it looks good. I'm going to go ahead and add half teaspoon chili sauce, red chili sauce. Then you're going to go ahead and add 1 tablespoon oyster sauce. And we're also going to do a stir here. Maybe just put a little bit medium heat here. You don't want to get too high heat on there. And that's my oyster sauce there. Then we're going to also go ahead and add my sesame oil, half teaspoon sesame oil. And do another stir here. And it looks very good here. Just do another half minute cooking here. Now we're going to go ahead and add our 2 tablespoons soy sauce to my onions. Do a little mix here, a quick mix. And we're going to start putting our noodles back on my skillet here with my onions. Okay, there we go. We're going to go ahead and put our noodles to our onions. And we're going to go back to high heat again. You notice my noodles cooking very well here. I have my vegetables in there, my onions, my carrots and everything there. Now, most of the sauce have salt in it, so I'm not going to use too much. I'm just going to put a little quarter spoon salt because soy sauce has a lot of salt in there. So we're just going to put quarter teaspoon salt in it. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the noodles to it and add more soy sauce. Two important things to chow mein that you have to be constantly stirring it. And then if you need more soy sauce to it, you can always put in the last minute soy sauce. I'm going to go ahead just to add a little bit to it, just a little sprinkle of it, and do another stir. And you also need a bigger pan, frying pan, because chow mein, when you add noodles and vegetables to it, it amounts up too big. So you need a very big fry pan for that. And we're going to put everything together, mix it very well, make sure all the garlic and onions are well blended here. And my chow mein is done now. I'm going to go ahead and turn my stove off. You notice I have everything there. I have celery, Chinese broccoli, and carrots there. But before I serve it, I'm going to make sure that my cabbage is done last. That how it's nice and crispy on top of everything. So I'm going to go ahead and put my half tablespoon oil back on my skillet, and I'm going to go ahead and add my Chinese cabbage to it. And this we can do just a little bit. We don't have to overcook it, but we're going to make it nice and crunchy, because the main thing is the vegetable has to be nice and crunchy. So we're going to do maybe about less than half minute cooking here, because Chinese cabbage cooks very well and very quickly. My Chinese cabbage is coming out very well. I'm going to just add 1 teaspoon water so I can get a little steamed up a little bit. Do a little stir here, and it's done. Now I'm going to go ahead and add it to my noodles and turn my stove off. As you see, everything's nicely blended. We have all the vegetables in, my noodles, my garlic and onions, and everything's right there. So I'm going to go ahead and dish it out and serve. Here we have delicious vegetarian chow mein. I did garnish this with scallions here. It's great dinner for any time. Again, thank you very much for watching.